Shri Anandamayi Mat ki Jai. Bhavatap pranashinyai Anand ghanamurtaye Jnana bhakti pradainyai Matastubhyam namo namaha. Matastubhyam namo namaha. So, we were speaking yesterday about how Ma's continuous journeys were happening, and she was just staying one place like for 1 day or 2 days and then continuing from one place to another. Sometimes she would ask, which is this place, where is it? And the moment people will say something, she would say, okay, shall we go? So it was just like very spontaneous journey from one place to another. Once somebody asked Pandit Gopinath Kaviraj, one of the main disciples of Ma, very high educated, he was like remembering all the Vedas, a great scholar. So he was asked, why Ma is traveling so much? He said, it's just like a wheel, how the wheel rotates, but the axis is always still. So she's never going anywhere. She's very still inside. From the outside, we just see that she's going here and there. When Ma was herself asked, somebody asked like jokingly, Ma, it appears that you haven't got the peace. That's why you are roaming from here and there. He said, one who has achieved the peace will not go around like this. So Ma said, Baba, if this body will stay at one place, you will ask like, why you are staying just one place? Why don't you go around? Then she said, for this body, this whole world is my home. She said, don't you go from one room to another in your house? It's the same like for this body. It's going from one of the rooms to another. Then once a doctor asked Ma the same question, that why you are going around so much? Ma asked him that you have your own hospital, don't you? Said, yes, Ma. So she said, don't you visit the different patients in different rooms? He said, yes, whenever there is some need, wherever I go and visit that patient. Ma laughed. She said, it's the same. So she's also a doctor. Wherever there is need, wherever there is a call, she is going. For her, there is no need to visit some holy place or have some darshan of some temple, because she's all. So for her, there is no need of traveling around. It's only the call, the yearning of the people, she responds. Though sometimes she was like the body was sick, still she would go, respond to the prayers of people. Once, this is one of my favorite stories of Ma. So once it happened, Ma was in Banaras and she was invited in a school. And in the school, the children have like made the stage, and it was all so beautifully decorated. And Ma, Abhayji, and one of other person, 3 were with her. So they were all, when the program was there, sitting on the stage, and the singing was going on, so much enthusiasm the children showed. And in the middle of the program, Ma was completely silent, enjoying the kirtan. Suddenly, she stood up. The moment she stood up, Abhay was having Ma's chappals, so he just put her for her to wear, and she started walking. The other person took the asana and they quickly walked with Ma. Ma was literally like running, so fast she was walking. And they were wondering why, what happened? The program is going, everybody is sitting, and she is walking away. Then she reached the gate, and there they saw one car stopped. And a gentleman came out and did pranam to Ma. Probably he might have come to do pranams to her, wanted to meet her. And she told him, quickly, can we go? He said, where, Ma? She said, yes, I have to go to the station. So he said, okay. He was wondering what's happening. What's the emergency? So he drove Ma to the station and then he asked, "Where you want to go, Ma?" She said, "To Sarnath." He said, "But Ma, there is no train in the night. Probably tomorrow morning you will get it. Why you came now? Shall I drop you back?" So Ma insisted, "No, no, whatever, you just take a ticket." So he bought a ticket, 3 tickets for 3 of them. And then suddenly a train stopped. So Ma quickly boarded that train. So he said, "No, no, Ma, this is not the train. This is like a super fast train. It's not going to stop in Sarnath. Please don't go." But Ma didn't listen. It happened that after a few minutes when Sarnath, the train reached, it stopped. It was Ma's khayal. It never stopped before, but that day it stopped. And in the dark, Ma just came down. It was not also the station has not came. It was outside Sarnath. So quickly these two, like the Abhay came down, but this other person who was with Ma was quite heavy, could not jump. So Ma just gave her hand and then took him. So they started, 3 of them started literally like running in the dark. And both of them were not knowing what's happening, where Ma is going. After some time, Ma asked them, "Do you know where is Birla rest house, Dharamshala?" They wondered, "No, we don't know." And Ma continued. And after some time, she reached kind of a door and she asked, "Is this the Birla Dharamshala rest house?" So the gatekeeper said, "Yes, this is it." It was dark, not much light was there. So she started walking upstairs and she reached one room where there was she opened the door and she went to the corner of the room. There an old lady was sitting. And she said, "Look, look, Ma, I have come, don't cry. Stop crying." And that when old lady looked at Ma, she was so happy, she embraced her and started crying. And later they asked, why you are here? So they knew it was like Marathan, one of Ma's very close devotee. And she, by mistake, somebody told her that Ma is in Sarnath in this particular rest house. And she came, and it was night already. And when she got to know that Ma is not there, so she saw that the taxi which has brought her there is also gone. It was dark, and there is no train to go back to Varanasi where Ma is. And then she also had high fever. So it's like, and she was all alone, nobody in this rest house, in the dark, suffering. And here, Ma is so far in Varanasi. From there in Sarnath, when this old lady called her, she came right from there to her. That's how Ma's journey, spontaneous journeys were. And this is only what we see. In the subtle, she was moving so much, so many places she was going. So we see how people were just coming to Ma. And so many people, hundreds and hundreds of people, and some had the wish to get healed. Some just they wanted to see her, because this time she herself has said, this body has come to give darshan. So the people were coming like so many, like ants. So once it was some festival, holy festival, and she was in some room sitting, and so many women, so many ladies were there, and they were so close to her, it was like suffocation. And she was sitting so calm and quiet. So once this person asked to Ma that, "Don't you feel suffocated? So many people around you. Why don't you say no?" She said, "It is not their fault. It is this body who is attracting them." Then he said that, "Why don't you say no to them?" She said, "This body sends no one away. For this body, it's all one." She said, "You have hairs on your head. Huh? There are so many. Do you send them away? Do you feel suffocated from them? It's like this to me. These are all mine. These are all people. They are my hands, my hairs. I am one with all." So that was Ma's state. That's why any cry, any call, or it was something people were happy or sorrowful, in any state, Ma was one with all. She was always responding to everyone. And then we came, it is 1938, and it's Mahakumbh. And Bholanath was very enthusiastic and full of energy. He was celebrating with all, he took all the devotees to Kumbh and had bath in the river. And then the Kumbh finishes, and then after that, he was willing to go again for somebody was taking sannyas diksha, so he was willing to join. But Ma said, no, please don't go. So Ma said to Didi that she's looking, some big problem is coming, big disease is coming, and it's going to be very difficult. So Didi requested Bholanath ji not to go, but he didn't listen. It was Ma's khayal that he should not go because the disease he is going to bring is going to be very difficult to handle. And it was true. When he came back, he had stomach, too much ache in the stomach, and then he developed the symptoms of chicken pox. And the doctors diagnosed, and they said, yes, it's chicken pox. So he developed this very dangerous disease. And Ma eventually sent away Didi, Akhandanandji, Abhayji, all those who were near Ma. And she was alone with some brahmacharis there serving Bholanathji. And when the last moment, she was knowing, they requested her to heal him. But Ma said, it's a time for him to leave. And it was very painful because he was not only her husband, it was the closest, the first disciple of Ma. And then in the very end, when he was like the last day, he was having so much pain in the body. Ma asked him, do you have pain? So he said, yes, the whole body is in pain. So Ma moved her hands and did some kriya. So after that, she asked, how do you feel now? So he said, all bliss. So in this way, he was just looking at Ma, calling Ma, 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 Ma. And Ma asked him, do you remember your sannyas mantra? She has initiated him also on the top of the mountain, the Kailash Mansarovar. He also received the sannyas mantra. So he repeated that mantra. Ma was listening. Ma had put her hand on his head. And with that blessing, looking at Ma's touch, he left his body. And it was so peaceful. People were sitting around. They could not even recognize that he's gone. Ma suddenly said to the doctor sitting there in perfect, calm, quiet state, she asked him, look, check, maybe he's not there. The body is not there. So the doctor checked and the body was not, the breath was not there. And then Ma asked them to do the final ceremonies as because he was a sannyasi. So we'll continue tomorrow with further Ma's Leelas. And here, very important chapter in Ma's life. The main disciple, the main companion of Shri Ma is not there. So it's very different from now. So we'll share tomorrow more. Jai Ma.